Hey everybody. So if you weren't able to recognize that, that was Journey with Don't Stop Believing. And that is because for this video, I'm actually going to do something completely different. I want to talk about some of my favorite musicians today. Some of my favorite music, the people who provide this music, and like the musicians, the bands, the singers, and kind of how like why I am a fan of some of these musicians and their music. Um, so for those who have seen a lot of my previous videos, you know that I'm huge on film. I'm huge on gaming and writing and just film in general and things connected with film. So throughout this video, I'm obviously going to make quite a few film connections because that's kind of how I am and that's kind of my life in a way. Um, so I'm going to go through this list of favorite kind of musicians that I have, and I'll share why those musicians are on this favorites list. Um, so first off, guys, because of the intro and because this band is very important to me, I have to say Journey is easily one of my favorite bands. I mean, I love Steve Perry. Arno Panetta, the current singer, is pretty good. I just think, Steve Perry is easily the best. I don't think they're going to find a better singer than him. Um, and it's kind of hard to say why I like Journey the best, or at least as of right now, I like them the best anyway. I think it's just people from school kind of showed me this band. They played it. A lot of people sang "Don't Stop Believing" while they were in school with me and everything. Um, I also wrote down here that also the movie Tron had some Journey music in it, and I don't know if that's kind of what got me interested in Journey, because I'm a pretty big fan of Tron, and I wouldn't say that's the reason why I like Journey, but um, I have this 3 disc set that has some of their best music of all time on it, and I guess I just kind of really got into this band just by listening to this 3 disc set because it has all the big songs that they ever did, kind of their Billboard Top 100 and the like award-winning songs that they made and everything. So Journey's a huge one on my list. I love that band. The next one is Survivor, and I think the reason why I like Survivor so much is because they provided some of the music for both Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and the first Karate Kid film, the one with Ralph Macchio from the 80s. Um, with Rocky 3, I think Stallone even approached this band after hearing Poor Man's Son, another famous song that they made, and he asked them to make a song for his next film, which was at the time Rocky 3. And I think that's why they made Eye of the Tiger, because that was kind of the main theme of the movie when Apollo Creed was training Rocky for certain scenes. And also, they came back and did a song for Stallone again for Rocky 4. It was the song Burning Heart. And in the movie, if you're watching it, it's the scene where Stallone is going to Russia. As he's flying on the plane to Russia, and while he's landing, getting out of the plane with Paulie, I believe, at the time in the movie, you'll actually hear the Burning Heart song, and that was once again Survivor making a song for Stallone specifically for Rocky 4. So I just love Survivor ever since they've done stuff with Stallone for the Rocky films. I just love their work, even outside the Rocky films. I think they did do some other music for some other big action films too, and some other sport dramas, like Karate Kid, for example. Funny enough too. Uh, the first Karate Kid film and the second and the third one from the 80s. Not the next Karate Kid or not the remake with Jaden Smith. Uh, John G. Avildsen actually directed the first and the fifth Rocky film. So it's kind of funny how Survivor, in a way, is very connected to Avildsen himself, too. Um, but I just love Survivor. I just love their music. I love the things that they've done for the film industry. Another huge thumbs up for them. I just love this band. Uh, Way to go, guys. I just love your music. Um, this one's actually really not connected to film very much at all. Um, Even though in the film Bruce Almighty, which is one of my favorite films, you'll hear one of this musician's songs at one point in the film, but I wouldn't say that that's the reason why I got into this musician. I think I just heard his voice one day on the radio, and I talked to my dad about him, and he actually had a CD of this guy. It's Barry White. He's a famous soul singer, and I actually still have his CD in my car right now. I think it was Barry White, The Ultimate Collection, or something like that, and I just love that man's music. I mean, I know he's been dead for a while now. I think he's been dead since like 2003. But he just had a really neat voice. I loved his songs about love. They were handled very appropriately, I felt. The man knew how to sing a song. I guess that's what I really like about him. And he had his own orchestra. I think his wife was involved with his music too. I think he performed Barry White in the Love Unlimited or something like that. But just I love the man. I love his music. Even though one of his songs did appear in one of my favorite films, like I said, I don't think that's the reason why I like him the best or one of my favorite musicians. But I just love his soul music. Very relaxing to listen to. If you just want to listen to a good soul singer, Barry White's the one to go to. A lot of people like Marvin Gaye also, but um, I think Barry White's my man for soul music. The next musician I have on my list, guys, is Bon Jovi. I think what got me interested in these guys too was the Rock Band video game, because when you play Rock Band, I think in the first one they have Wanted Dead or Alive, and Rock Band 2 I think they have Living on a Prayer, and like so on and so forth. With all the Rock Band games, they always had at least one song in each game installment. They had one of their songs on it. And I guess ever since then, I just fell in love with that band. You know, my parents loved them growing up too, and I guess to this day, I just still love listening to their music. I mean, they're such a good band. People sing their songs. They know their lyrics by heart for certain people who really like their songs. So another huge up for Bon Jovi. I think they're really neat. Um, Bee Gees, and actually, before all of you laugh, I actually got into this band through the movie Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. I mean, that film had a beautiful musical score, and I guess ever since then, I just really got into the Bee Gees. I just couldn't stop listening to their music because it just fit the film so incredibly well. And Travolta obviously perfectly choreographed the dance scenes for that film, or at least he pulled off the dance scenes so well that you think he choreographed them himself. Um, and also, I got interested in Bee Gees through a CD I have called Ultimate Funk, which has a lot of really good like disco songs from the 70s and 80s on it. So another huge up to Bee Gees. I love those guys. I mean that I know they're older now and probably not a lot of people listen to them, but they're just very good at what they do, and I just love their music. The next band that I have on here is actually a techno band. It's Daft Punk, and they did songs for the anime film Interstellar 555. And for those who know about it or have no idea what it is, a good friend of mine and I, we were watching this special on TV many, many years ago. I used to be a huge viewer of the TV show Toonami. They had like a bunch of action shows within like a 2 or 3 hour period. And one time they had something called Toonami The Midnight Run. And they would show like late night movies, and they would show late night anime and everything. And they showed this video on this anime film on there once called Interstellar 555, which has most of Daft Punk's music on it. In fact, you can pretty much watch the whole movie just based off of the music videos they made for that film. Just very well done. I love these people's music for techno. They also appeared in Tron Legacy as a cameo appearance, and they also provided the music for that film. So huge thumbs up to Daft Punk. I just love that techno band. And then the last musician I have on the list, you guys, is actually Phil Collins. He did some of the musical score for the Disney version of Tarzan, and he's also done a lot of just 80s classics. Like if you look at videos online that have like tons of 80s classics put together in the one video, just showing what all the 80s classics were. You'll probably see Phil Collins on the list somewhere. At least one of his songs will appear at some point. Very interesting guy. I just love how he can sing, play instruments. He's great at drums. He's great at so many instruments. I can't even name all of them. So Phil Collins, just another one like kind of like Barry White. I just love his voice. I just love his music. Another huge thumbs up for Phil Collins. So that was my video, guys. I just wanted to make a video about some of my favorite music. How film has kind of inspired me and based on my music taste and everything. And hopefully I'll see you guys for my next video.